Nick Farr-Jones there, the Australian captain, introducing Her Majesty to his team. Willie Ofahengaue, the big flanker. Simon Poidevin, the veteran. There's the young giant, John Eales, Jason Little and Tim Horan, the two centres. Front row Phil Cairns. And a gift of a rugby ball there to the Queen. David Campese, the great man himself. And the backroom boys who have done so much to keep the team on the road. Look at the difference there in size between Marty Roebuck, the little 5'9" fullback, going to Troy Coker at 6'7", the number 8. And the Queen now being introduced to Will Carling, the England captain. Rory Underwood, England's most capped player. Halliday, Andrew, Dr. John Webb, Richard Hill, Jeremy Guscott, Mickey Skinner, Mike Teague and Peter Winterbottom, the back row. So much depends on them. Paul Ackford, a great fan of the royal family. His second row partner next to him, Wade Dooley. And the front row, Probyn, Moore, Jason Leonard, Dean Richards, who must be so disappointed that he's not playing, Nigel Heslop, David Pears, Gary Pearce in for Paul Rendell on the bench, John Olver, the hooker, and Dewi Morris, the reserve scrum half. Ofahengaue and Teague having a little go at each other before the ball comes in. Ackford gets a clean one. Looping round, Andrew Round. In comes Underwood. Makes a little bit of a dent. Now there's room on the right. Winterbottom to Andrew, to Carling, to Webb. And the England forwards are there in numbers. But somebody trying to carry it on just one pace too long. Signal to Richard Hill. Every team has a set of coded signals, so the opposition doesn't know where it's going. That's Rod McCall right at the front again, and that's to reduce the options. Australia have it. Loop around to Liner. Roebuck, but Halliday just held on to him, and a penalty held on. The tackle player holding on to the ball once he was tackled, not allowed. Penalty to England. They'll be mighty relieved at that. Picks it up cleanly this time. Farr-Jones trying to create space. They do it for Campese. The chip through, and Campese, he's in the lead. And a touchdown by everybody getting in the way. Winterbottom it was who got the touchdown. Michael Liner now coming up to 27 minutes. Can he put points on the board? Looks as if he's done it this time. He has. That will stop the heart fluttering for Michael Liner. A much more difficult kick than the first one, but this time he's on target. Australian hooker with the ball, just sorting out the line-out signals. And Ofahengaue gathering it in two-handed. The Australians trying to roll it off the side. England in trouble here. It's a try. Fed by Skinner quickly that time. Carling looping round, it's Winterbottom trying to bust a hole through the middle. Now there's some space for England going left. Guscott with a lot of room. And Underwood just getting away from Campese, but Campese recovering magnificently there. 22 minutes gone. John Webb.
And yes, that one's over. He had a long look at it. Wasn't very sure until the touch judges' flags went up. But England at last with points on the board to show for their pressure.
Yes, the English crowd have now got something to cheer about. This is going to be a pulsating last 20 minutes.
Well, all kicks important, but this a little more important than most for Michael Liner, to take his team 2 clear scores away. The most you can score from one set of scoring, of course, the 6 points you get for a converted try, and that's what Australia lead by at the moment.
Yes! And Liner runs back, the calmest man on the field. He's not been at his very best, place-kicking-wise, during this World Cup, but my goodness, that was an important one.
Ackford driving in. Probin and Teague wriggling free, all rolling. Dooley can't hold on to it, but there's no knock forward. Skinner sees a chance, holds on to it, lays it back well. Little chance here. Halliday getting in field beautifully. Teague on hand to carry it on. Now England have got some space. Guscott. A knock forward by Campese, and a penalty given against him for a deliberate knock-on. He went for it one-handed, and that's the yardstick the referees use. Yes, it's there. John Webb puts England back in the game. 71 minutes gone, 31 minutes into the second half, and England claw their way back into the game. Long pass, and Guscott comes outside. No room there for Halliday, and it's the Australians who get in quickly. Horan. Space now for them. I'm sure we're going to see this looping round. Liner, but he's in trouble now. Jeremy Guscott. Rob Andrew. But Rob Andrew couldn't find the support he was looking for. A great chance for England. Back to Andrew. He's looking for a way through. Hill. They've got to lay that back. And England somehow still have it. Guscott laying it back. And England perhaps lucky to get the scrum there. They made a real mess of that. And I don't think we would get any prizes for guessing that they're going to keep this tight, keep it going. Back to Liner, and he will kick it. Now, John Webb, is he aware how close we are to the end? Chucks it in field, but Halliday isolated. Gets past one. Gets past two. England must win the ball, though. And that's it! The final whistle blows. Australia said from day one they weren't coming here to run second, and they've taken the trophy. Roger Vanderfield, the chairman of the International Rugby Board, handing the trophy to Her Majesty the Queen. Nick Farr-Jones, the Australian captain. The moment he has been working and waiting for. They weren't modest when they arrived. They set their stall out, saying that's what we've come for. And that's what they've got. Michael Liner, the vice-captain. What a great tournament he's had. Michael Liner, so much more than the kicker. Point of him, the great old warrior, 59th cap. And Roger Utley, knowing that England were beaten by the better side on the day.